Namaste, my brothers. Today, we are not going to talk about prevention. We are not going to talk about waking up at night. Today, we must talk about pure, unadulterated pain. I am speaking directly to that group of men who are suffering in absolute silence, living a daily hell that no one else can see. I'm talking to the men who feel a constant burning sensation when they urinate. The men who feel a dull, heavy ache deep in their lower belly or their testicles. And most agonizing of all, the men who feel a terrible, desperate pressure between their legs as if they are permanently sitting on a golf ball 24 hours a day. I know what you have been through. You have gone to the urologist. You have given urine and fluid samples. The doctor looked at you and prescribed heavy antibiotics for 4 weeks. You took the pills, destroying your stomach, and maybe you felt a tiny bit better. But the very next month, the burning returned. The golf ball returned. Then the doctor gave you a stronger antibiotic and another, and the pain is still there. You are sitting at home right now, feeling frustrated, depressed, and terrified. You think to yourself, I have an incurable infection. My life as a man is over. My brothers, I am Dr. Vikram Mehta. Welcome to the final and perhaps the most urgent chapter of our Advanced Prostate Nutrition series. I want you to take a deep breath, look me in the eyes, and listen to a truth that will completely change your perspective. In 90% of chronic pelvic pain cases, there are no bacteria. Your cultures are negative. It is not a classic infection. It is a severe chronic inflammation called CPPS, chronic pelvic pain syndrome. It is as if your entire pelvic floor is on fire, red, swollen, and hypersensitive. Pouring strong chemical antibiotics on a non-bacterial fire is worse than useless. It is destroying your gut microbiome, which is your true immune system. We need to stop killing non-existent bugs, and we need to start extinguishing the biological fire. If you want to stop living with pain and reclaim your manhood, you must hit the subscribe button right now. Ring the bell. This channel is your sanctuary of truth. And please tell me in the comments below, have you been prescribed antibiotics multiple times for your prostate even when the tests showed no bacteria? Say yes. Let us expose the tragedy of modern overprescription together. To cure the pain, we must first find the match that started the fire. In modern medicine, they call it an idiopathic condition, meaning they do not know why it happens. But in Ayurveda, we have understood this agony for 5,000 years. When a man has chronic pelvic pain, he is suffering from a massive collision of two energetic forces, Pitta, fire, and Vata, wind. First, let us talk about the fire, Pitta. Your prostate and the surrounding nerves are inflamed. They are hot, angry, and screaming for relief. But why are they inflamed if there is no bacterial infection? Because the inflammation is leaking into the pelvis from the apartment upstairs. What is the apartment upstairs? It is your gut, your intestines. Many patients look at me with disbelief when I say, brother, to cure your prostate, we must first cure your digestion. There is a direct biological highway connecting your gut to your prostate. Imagine your intestine is an intelligent pipe. Its job is to let pure nutrients into your blood and keep toxic waste out. But our modern diet, filled with refined sugar, artificial chemicals, and heavy processed wheat, gluten, damages that pipe. It creates microscopic holes. Science calls it leaky gut syndrome. When you have a leaky gut, bacterial toxins called LPS, undigested food particles, and inflammatory chemicals escape the intestine and enter your bloodstream. And guess who receives that toxic blood first? Your prostate. The prostate's immune system panics. It attacks the toxins. It swells up to defend itself. The result is a constant raging inflammatory war caused by the garbage leaking from your digestion. Therefore, the very first step of our fire extinguisher diet is not taking more pills. It is to stop pouring gasoline on the fire. If you are living with a golf ball in your pelvis or a burning stream, there are two common foods you must eliminate from your kitchen today. These two foods are actively tearing holes in your intestines and manufacturing the very molecules that cause pain. One of them is a modern protein that is hidden in almost everything you eat. The other is a cheap golden liquid that you probably used to cook your dinner last night. In the next part of this masterclass, I'm going to reveal these two inflammatory enemies. I will show you how to seal your leaky gut using a deeply healing Ayurvedic porridge. And I will teach you the ancient recipe for the golden milk, a precise mixture of turmeric, black pepper, and healthy fat that acts as the most powerful natural painkiller on earth. We are going to put out the fire from the inside out. Do not pause this video. Your healing is about to begin.
We must stop throwing gasoline onto the fire. If you are living with a golf ball in your pelvis or a burning stream, there are two everyday foods you must eliminate from your kitchen today. These two foods are actively tearing holes in your intestines and manufacturing the very molecules that cause your agony. Enemy number 1, modern gluten, the door opener. You do not need to have celiac disease for gluten to destroy your pelvic health. Modern hybridized wheat contains a protein called gliadin. When gliadin enters your stomach, it triggers the release of a chemical called zonulin. Zonulin is the exact master key that unlocks the tight doors of your intestinal wall. It opens the gates, creating that leaky gut we discussed. Many men with chronic prostatitis notice a miraculous, immense relief in their pelvic pain simply by dropping bread, pasta, and pizza for 30 days. When you seal the gut, you stop dropping toxic ama onto your prostate. My challenge to you: try 15 days entirely gluten-free. Eat rice, potatoes, or quinoa. Listen to the silence that returns to your body. Enemy number 2, inflammatory seed oils, the pain manufacturers. Look at the cheap refined cooking oils in your kitchen. Sunflower oil, corn oil, soybean oil. These are heavily processed and massively high in omega-6 fatty acids. Your body literally takes omega-6 and uses it to manufacture prostaglandins, the exact biological molecules of pain and inflammation. If you are cooking your dinner in sunflower oil, you are literally cooking your own pain. Throw those plastic bottles in the trash. Cook only with pure desi ghee, virgin coconut oil, or cold-pressed olive oil. The Ayurvedic gut healer, Khichdi and Aloe Vera. Western functional doctors will tell you to drink heavy beef bone broth to heal a leaky gut. But for thousands of years, Ayurveda has possessed a much more elegant, sattvic, and universally healing solution. If your gut is leaking fire into your pelvis, you must eat khichdi for 3 days. Khichdi is a deeply healing warm porridge made of equal parts yellow mung dal and basmati rice cooked very slowly with ghee, turmeric, coriander, and cumin. It is so easy to digest that it requires zero energy from your body. It coats the intestinal wall, pacifies the angry Pitta fire, and allows the microscopic holes to finally close and heal. And every morning, on an empty stomach, drink 2 tablespoons of pure aloe vera juice mixed in warm water. Aloe is the ultimate cooling nectar. It extinguishes the burning sensation in the digestive tract and the urinary tract simultaneously. The ultimate fire extinguisher, Haldi Doodh, golden milk. Now that we have sealed the gut, we must put out the fire that is already raging in your prostate. When you go to the pharmacy for pain, they give you NSAIDs, anti-inflammatory pills. They work for a few hours, but long-term, they destroy your stomach lining and your kidneys. Nature offers us something vastly superior, the golden turmeric. The active compound, curcumin, is a medical miracle. It actively blocks the NF-κB pathway. This pathway is the master switch of inflammation in the human body. Curcumin enters the nucleus of the cell and physically turns off the gene that is producing your pelvic pain. But as we learned in our cancer video, eating dry turmeric powder is useless. You need the ancient formulation. Every night, 1 hour before you sleep, you must drink Haldi Doodh, golden milk. Take 1 cup of warm almond or coconut milk, strictly no cow's milk as it creates inflammatory kapha. Add 1 teaspoon of high-quality turmeric powder, a generous pinch of freshly cracked black pepper to boost absorption by 2000%, half a teaspoon of ginger powder, and 1 teaspoon of pure ghee or coconut oil. Warm it up, whisk it until it is frothy. When you drink this, you are sending a profound wave of calm and lubrication to your entire pelvic system. Many of my patients report that they sleep deeper and wake up with significantly less rigidity in their perineum. Tell me in the comments, have you ever tried traditional Haldi Doodh before bed? Let me know if you are going to start tonight. The pelvic antihistamines, quercetin and bromelain. But chronic prostatitis is a stubborn enemy. Sometimes the inflammation has been there for so long that your immune system is confused. Think about when you have a spring allergy. Your eyes itch, your nose swells. That is caused by histamine.
In chronic pelvic pain, something very similar happens inside your pelvis. Immune cells called mast cells become hyperactive and drop histamine bombs directly into your prostate. That is what causes the burning, itching, and urinary urgency. It is an allergy inside the gland. We must put a muzzle on these mast cells, and nature provides the perfect bioflavonoid, quercetin. Quercetin stabilizes the mast cells so they stop releasing the chemical fire. Clinical trials from top urology centers show that quercetin significantly reduces pain and improves the quality of life in CPPS patients. The kitchen trick. Quercetin is a pigment. It lives in the skin of the plant. The richest source is the dry, papery outer skin of a red onion. When you make a soup or khichdi, do not throw the dry onion skins away. Wash them and boil them in the broth, then remove them before eating. The water will absorb all the medicinal quercetin. It is a brilliant free medicine. If your pain is severe, you may need a quercetin supplement, 500 mg twice a day. But it must be taken with its best friend, bromelain. Bromelain is a powerful enzyme extracted from the tough core of the pineapple. It literally eats the fibrous scar tissue that has built up in your swollen prostate. The golden rule: you must take bromelain on an empty stomach. If you take it with food, it will just digest your lunch. If you take it on an empty stomach, it enters your blood, travels to the pelvis, and eats the inflammation. The miracle of the bees: flower pollen extract or sernilton. Finally, I must share a clinical secret that European urologists in Germany and Sweden have been using for decades to cure prostatitis when antibiotics fail. I am not talking about the raw bee pollen granules you buy in the market, which can cause allergies. I am talking about a highly purified, allergen-free flower pollen extract, often sold under the names Graminex or Sernilton. What does this microscopic miracle do? It acts as a powerful antispasmodic. It physically relaxes the smooth muscles of the urethra, allowing the tube to open so you can urinate without pushing and without pain. It dramatically reduces the inflammatory swelling of the prostate tissue. It stops the post-void dribbling, that frustrating feeling that you are never completely empty. Clinical studies show that over 70% of men with chronic pelvic pain improve significantly after 12 weeks of continuous use of flower pollen extract. It takes time, but it heals from the root without the sexual side effects of chemical drugs. My brothers, we have now flooded your blood with the most potent anti-inflammatory agents in nature. But there is a tragedy that occurs in urology clinics every single day. What if I told you that the pain you are feeling in your prostate is actually not coming from your prostate at all? What if the burning, the golf ball, and the agony are actually being generated by a severe, permanent muscle cramp hidden deep inside your pelvic floor? A cramp that is entirely caused by the stress in your mind and the chair you are sitting on right now? No herb, no diet, and no antibiotic will ever untie a physical knot.
In the next part of this masterclass, I am going to teach you the mind-pelvis connection, and I am going to show you how to become your own physical therapist. I will show you how to use this simple tennis ball to find and deactivate the hidden trigger points that are destroying your life. The mechanical cure is coming up right now. Do not go anywhere. Look at this simple tennis ball. It costs almost nothing, yet it can cure a pain that thousands of dollars in antibiotics cannot even touch. But before I show you how to use it, I must tell you a profound truth about male biology. I want you to imagine that you suddenly get a severe cramp in your calf muscle. It's tight, it's hard as a rock, and the pain brings tears to your eyes. You would never take an antibiotic for a leg cramp, would you? You would massage it. Now, I want you to imagine that exact same severe rigid muscle cramp, but it's happening deep inside your pelvic floor 24 hours a day, strangling your urethra and crushing your nerves. That is exactly what is happening to 50% of the men diagnosed with chronic prostatitis. You don't have an infected gland. You have myofascial pelvic pain syndrome. You have a permanent, agonizing muscle knot. And no chemical pill will ever untie a physical knot. The mind-pelvis connection, the root of Vata. But why does this knot form? In Ayurveda, the pelvic floor is the seat of Muladhara chakra, or the root chakra, and the home of Apana Vayu, the downward flowing wind. It represents our security, our survival, and our manhood. When modern men experience deep psychological stress, financial worries, relationship issues, or just the intense anxiety of modern life, the Vata dosha, the element of wind and nervous energy, goes completely out of balance. Think about a dog when it is frightened. What does it do? It tucks its tail between its legs. Human men do the exact same thing.
When you are stressed at your computer, you unconsciously clench your pelvic floor muscles. You pull them up and tight to protect yourself. Over months and years of chronic anxiety, those muscles forget how to relax. They become locked. When a muscle is locked, blood cannot flow, oxygen cannot enter, toxins cannot leave. This oxygen starvation is called ischemia, and it creates tiny, hard, incredibly painful nodules inside the muscle fibers called trigger points. Tell me the absolute truth in the comments right now. When you are driving in heavy traffic or when you are stressed at work, do you catch yourself unconsciously clenching your pelvic floor or holding your breath? This is the hidden assassin. Type yes if you notice this tension. The illusion of prostate pain, referred pain. These trigger points are extremely treacherous. You might have a tight knot hidden deep in your glute, your buttock muscle, but because of the way the nervous system is wired, your brain feels the pain at the very tip of your penis, or inside your testicles, or deep in your bladder. This is called referred pain. Thousands of men undergo invasive prostate surgeries to stop the pain, and when they wake up, the pain is still there. Why? Because the pain was never in the prostate, it was in the muscle next to it. To cure this, we must become our own physical therapists. We must use the ancient Ayurvedic concept of marma therapy, acupressure, to force the muscle to release. The tennis ball protocol, myofascial release. This technique is the ultimate salvation for men who cannot sit without pain or who constantly feel the golf ball. Step 1. Locate the enemy. We are not targeting the prostate directly. We are targeting the muscles around it, the glutes and the edges of the perineum, the area between the testicles and anus, where the pudendal nerve gets trapped. Step 2. The search. Sit on the floor, on a carpet, or on a hard chair. Place the tennis ball under one of your glutes. Slowly, gently roll your body weight over the ball. You are hunting for the knot. When you hit a spot that is highly sensitive, a spot that makes you wince or suddenly shoots a sensation down your leg or into your groin, bingo, you have found the active trigger point. Step 3. Ischemic pressure, the golden rule. When you find that painful spot, stop rolling. Do not move. Just let the heavy weight of your body sink into the ball.
Listen to this warning. The pain must be a good pain. On a scale of 1 to 10, it should be a 6 or a 7. It should feel like a deep therapeutic relief. If it is a 10 and you are screaming, lift your weight off. You will only cause more spasm. Step 4. The breath of release. Hold that steady pressure for 60 to 90 seconds. Close your eyes. Take deep, slow belly breaths. With every exhalation, consciously command the muscle to melt over the ball. You can also place the ball or a rolled-up towel if the ball is too hard on the perineum and gently sit on it to massage the base of the pelvic floor. Do this for 5 minutes every single night before bed, 2.5 minutes per side. Many of my patients call me in tears of joy saying, "Dr. Vikram, for the first time in 5 years, I sat down and felt zero pain." The everyday enemies, your wardrobe and your chair. My brothers, all this therapy is useless if you put the armor back on the next morning. There are 2 physical enemies in your daily life that are strangling your pelvis. First, tight belts and tight underwear. If your belt is leaving a deep red mark on your waist, you are massively increasing your intra-abdominal pressure. You are literally pushing your bladder down onto your prostate all day long. Wear suspenders or loosen the belt by one hole and throw away the tight briefs. They trap heat, Pitta, and cause venous congestion. Wear loose, breathable cotton boxers. Let the vital prana circulate. Second, the office chair. Every hour you spend sitting without moving is an hour of oxygen starvation for your pelvic floor. If you work at a desk, you must do the invisible pump. Every 20 minutes, squeeze your glute muscles together as hard as you can for 5 seconds, then completely release. Do this 3 times. This acts as a muscular pump, forcing fresh blood into the pelvis without you even having to stand up. We now have the tools. We have the golden milk, the quercetin, the bee pollen, and the tennis ball. But what happens when a crisis hits? When you wake up on a Tuesday morning and the pain is a 9 out of 10, when you feel like you are urinating crushed glass, when the tennis ball is too painful to even touch, you cannot panic. You need an emergency rescue protocol. In the final part of this masterclass, I'm going to give you the 24-hour flare-up rescue menu. I will show you exactly what to eat, what to drink, and the miraculous healing power of the Ayurvedic Svedana therapy, the sitz bath, to melt the pain away instantly. We are going to put the fire out forever. The final map to your freedom is coming up right now. Do not stop. We have arrived at the decisive moment. Theory is wonderful when we are calm, but my brothers, when you wake up on a Tuesday morning and the pain is a 9 out of 10, when you feel like you are urinating crushed glass, theory is not enough. You need an emergency rescue plan. I present to you the 24-hour flare-up rescue menu. This is the exact blueprint I give my clinical patients when a crisis hits. Listen to me carefully. The goal of this day is not heavy nutrition or building muscle. The goal is survival, calming the nervous system and putting the body into neutral gear so the Pitta fire can die down. The golden rule of the crisis: soft, warm, and liquid.
During a pelvic pain flare-up, your entire nervous system is hyperactive. Any strong stimulus, cold drinks, spicy food, crunchy textures, or high acidity acts as a trigger. We must treat your digestive tract as if you have a severe fever. 8 a.m. The anti-allergic morning. When the pain is extreme, we must avoid histamine, the chemical that causes internal itching and swelling. Strictly prohibited. No coffee, no black tea, no orange juice. It is too acidic for the bladder. No processed meats or aged cheeses. The rescue menu? Drink a cup of warm water with chamomile or rooibos. Both are incredibly soothing anti-inflammatories. For food, eat a bowl of very soft overcooked oats made with almond milk or a warm applesauce. It coats the stomach and requires zero digestive energy. 10 a.m. The chemical attack and protection. Take your heavy artillery, 500 milligrams of quercetin and your flower pollen extract. Physical action?
If you must sit at a desk today, put your donut-shaped prostate cushion on the chair immediately. Do not wait for the pain to get worse. Prevent the physical contact with the perineum. 1400 hours, the Ayurvedic repair lunch. Forget raw cold salads today. Raw vegetables are hard to digest. They create vata gas, and a bloated belly physically pushes down on your swollen prostate. We want pre-digested, warm food. The star dish? A healing bowl of khichdi, mung dal and rice cooked until it is like soup with a spoon of ghee. If you prefer, a pure blended vegetable and pumpkin soup. The side? A steamed sweet potato. The sweet potato is the ultimate anti-inflammatory carbohydrate on earth. It is pure grounding energy. Add a slice of fresh pineapple core for the bromelain enzyme to eat the inflammation. 1800 hours, the Svedana water therapy, the sitz bath. When you return home, your only job is to heal. We will use the ancient Ayurvedic therapy of Svedana, local heat fermentation. Fill your bathtub or a cheap plastic sitz bath basin that fits over your toilet with hot water, not lukewarm, hot, around 40 to 42 degrees Celsius, but do not burn your skin. The water only needs to cover your hips and genitals. The secret ingredient? Pour in 1 cup of Epsom salts, magnesium sulfate. The magnesium absorbs directly through your skin and physically forces the spasmodic urinary sphincters to relax. Sit in the water for 15 to 20 minutes. Close your eyes. Feel the heat literally melting the muscular knot in your pelvic floor. Many men find that immediately after this bath, their urine stream is strong, free, and completely painless. 2100 hours, the golden sleep. The drink, your Haldi Doodh, the golden turmeric milk we prepared earlier. The mind, when you lie in bed, do the reverse Kegel. Place a hand on your belly. Inhale deeply, fill the belly, and consciously push your perineum outward and downward, stretching the pelvic floor from the inside. Exhale and let it rest. Turn off the pain switch in the brain. The final summary, the complete map of male health. My brothers, warriors, we have reached the end of this massive 4-part advanced prostate nutrition series. Look back at the impenetrable fortress you have built. In video 1, Prevention, we learned to block the DHT enzyme and stopped feeding the gland with insulin and sugar. In video 2, Reversal, we activated autophagy to clean the zombie cells and used saw palmetto and avocado, beta-cetosterol, to open the flow. In video 3, Anti-Cancer, we built the ultimate DNA shield with turmeric, pomegranate, broccoli, and Brazil nuts. And today, in video 4, Pain Relief, we extinguished the pelvic fire using quercetin, bee pollen, and the miraculous tennis ball. My final words, patience is your greatest medicine. I must be absolutely honest with you. The prostate is a slow organ. It took years to become sick, and it will take months to heal. Many men try this diet for 2 weeks, see no magic, and quit. Do not be that man. Natural healing is like tending a garden. First you pull the weeds, sugar, gluten, then you prepare the soil, gut healing, then you plant the seeds, nutrients. If you are consistent, I promise you, the garden will bloom. I have seen 70-year-old men reclaim their youth and 10-year-old pains vanish in 6 months. Your body wants to heal. Give it the tools. The future of the channel. This prostate series ends here, but our journey together is just beginning. Male health is so much more than one gland. What about your fading testosterone and energy? What about your heart, your blood pressure, and your memory? What happens when a man over 60 wants to reclaim the fierce vitality and libido of his 30s? Very soon, we are launching the Total Man Protocol series, because a healthy prostate is useless if your heart is weak and your fire is gone. Do not miss this next chapter. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell right now. Share this entire 4-part masterclass with a friend, a father, or a brother. knowledge saves lives, but only if we share it. And finally, comment below, I am a warrior. If you have stayed with me until the end, if you refuse to surrender to pain, type those words. I want to know who the true lions of this community are. I am Dr. Vikram Mehta. Thank you for your trust. Protect your temple. Put out the fire. Live without fear. Namaste.